Broadcasting from the United States of America, this is WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida. Radio Miami International. You can find out more about WRMI at our website, WRMI.net. That's WRMI.net. Visit our website and share your QSL reports. This is WRMI, Okeechobee.
Третя година.
Українське радіо.
Триває війна з Росією. Кожен з нас на своєму місці може зробити свій внесок у перемогу. Приєднуйся до громадянського спротиву. Заходь на сайт Центру національного спротиву спротив.мод.gov.ua. Ми перетворимо життя окупантів на пекло. Спротив.мод.gov.ua.
Ефір Українського радіо продовжить програма англійською мовою.
Ukraine security issue.
The Russian occupiers have shelled Kyiv and its suburbs again. In besieged Mariupol, the Russians are seizing the property of Ukrainians. The 65th day of the large-scale Russian invasion has brought more death and destruction. After launching 2 cruise missiles in the Ukrainian capital, the occupiers killed 1 person, injured at least 10 people, and damaged several floors of a 25-story residential building. One of the house residents, Artyom, told Radio Ukraine International that he saw a rocket fly with his own eyes. After the first rocket, the windows were shattered. 20 seconds later, I looked out the window of the missile flew, and I saw a rocket flying in our direction. I quickly jumped into the corridor, and that second missile hit the ground floor. The frame was already blown out. It was a very powerful explosion, said Artyom. Radio Liberty journalist Vera Givich was killed in the missile attack. Her body was found Thursday morning under the rubble. The rocket hit the house where the journalist lived. In total, Russia launched 5 missiles in Kyiv on Wednesday. Some of them hit the target a kilometer from the seat of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. At the same time, Russia launched missiles in the capital suburbs, which shocked the UN Secretary General. Antonio Guterres has similar impressions from his trip to the cities of Bucha and Borodyanka liberated from Russian occupation. Deputy Prime Minister Irina Vereshchuk said the Ukrainian authorities prepared a special operation. Thanks to the UN, they are hoping to evacuate people blocked by Russian soldiers on the territory of the Azovstal plant in Mariupol. Meanwhile, the situation in Mariupol's Azovstal remains complicated. 1,000 civilians and military on the plant are running out of water, food and medicine, while Russian soldiers bombard the plant every day and try to storm it. According to the advisor of Mariupol Mayor Petro Andriushenko, the Russians are drafting up a total property inventory in the part of the city under their control. The Ukrainian authorities collect information about the surviving apartments and their owners. Earlier, residents who managed to escape from the city reported that Russians inhabit the undamaged apartments. The filtration of Mariupol residents continues. At the same time, the Russians have taken almost all men from the Mariupol to their camps where they are forcibly detained. Outrage and lawlessness in another Russian-occupied southern Ukrainian city, Melitopol. Russians kidnap people at checkpoints and on the streets, and that is why it is dangerous to move around the region, says Mayor Ivan Fedorov. Previously, Russian occupiers kidnapped businessmen and activists and kept them in basements and prisons. Today they have resorted to mass abduction and grabbing all men of military age. 2 weeks ago they began to offer them to join the Russian army, and today they are kidnapping at checkpoints and taking them in unknown direction. I think they want to use them as an exchange fund with Ukraine, or unfortunately as cannon fodder in operations in the war with Ukraine. Moving around the city and exiting Melitopol has become dangerous. The situation is the same, in fact, in all currently occupied Ukrainian territories, said Melitopol Mayor Ivan Fedorov. The Russian occupiers continue to rob Ukrainians. More than 60 tons of wheat together with a truck were stolen from the agricultural company in the town of Kamenka-Dniprovska. Unlawful export of Ukrainian grain to Russia from the occupied territories has been reported before. As we have reported, the world food market is negatively affected by Russia's war against Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Ukraine has sufficient potential to stabilize the world food market, but Russia is blocking Ukrainian ports and destroying its production base. According to him, Ukraine is literally providing bread for almost 400 million people on the planet, and the United Nations already recognizes that rising food prices this year will cause famine for at least 47 million people in 81 countries. Ukraine has reserves for agro-exports. However, ports in Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kherson and Zaporizhia are under Russian blockade today. The intensity of Russian attacks has increased along the entire front line. Russia continues offensive operations in the east to establish full control over the Donetsk and Luhansk regions and to maintain a land corridor with the temporarily occupied Crimea. In the Slobozhansky direction, Russia continues to focus on maintaining its position near Kharkiv. Ukrainian defenders are actively maneuvering defense, in some places counterattack. The number of liquidated Russian soldiers who invaded Ukraine reached 23,000. American billionaire inventor Elon Musk handed over Tesla Powerwall solar stations to Ukraine. It is an autonomous energy system that provides backup power in the absence of centralized power supply. According to the Minister of Digital Transformation Mikhail Fedorov, such energy systems were provided to 2 medical clinics in the suburbs of capital liberated from Russia. Ukrainian band orchestra went to Turin, Italy to represent Ukraine at the International Song Contest Eurovision 2022. Before leaving, the frontman Kalush gave a concert in the cities of Kyiv affected by the Russian occupation. Earlier, European tour was held to raise funds for the Ukrainian armed forces.
Українське радіо. Стежимо за новинами цілодобово.